Welcome to the second ever episode of the Pro Wrestling Podcast. Today I'm going to give my preview and predictions of Great Balls of Fire, and I'm also going to give my opinion on Okada and him being backstage at Monday Night Raw, and my whole opinion of the landscape of WWE. Okay, so first, the Great Balls of Fire preview and predictions. I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, because the top is Jim Lesnar. Okay, so first we got Enzo and Big Cass. This is probably not going to be that long of a match. Big Cass is going to more than likely destroy Enzo and win this match very easily. I don't see Enzo and Big Cass being in a long feud. I see this being it. I see this being a one and done, because Big Cass is going to move on to Big Show, and Enzo is going to be in the corner of the Big Show, I think, at SummerSlam. That's going to be the match. And then after that, Enzo's probably going to do something else. I would like to see Enzo reach good high heights, but I don't think Enzo's going to really go anywhere on Monday Night Raw. Maybe if he went back down to NXT and worked his way, kind of worked a little bit down there as a solo guy and then came back up to Raw or SmackDown, then he might stand better of a chance. Next, there's a 30-minute Iron Man match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Cesaro and Sheamus, the champions, versus the challenger the Hardy Boys. I've never seen an Iron Man tag team match. It's just kind of weird. I don't know how really I think it works like a regular Iron Man match, but I don't know if it's going to be a tornado tag or if it's going to be a regular tag team match or what the whole deal is. But I think that this is hard because Cesaro and Sheamus could win, and then the Hardy Boys, become broken because they get mad that they lost. But I think the Hardy Boys win, actually. In my deep, honest opinion, the Hardy Boys are going to win the tag team titles. Sheamus is going to go away because he's filming that movie or whatever, because he's going to take a time off, and the Hardy Boys then are going to face the Revival. And I think during one of the times on Monday Night Raw, the Revival is going to attack the Hardy Boys, and the Hardy Boys are going to become broken, and probably maybe we might see the debut of the Broken Hardys at SummerSlam, which I've been thinking about, and I've been kind of talking about with a friend of mine a little bit. Hasn't been a while that I've talked to him about it. Okay, up next we got the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz versus Dean Ambrose. I really was hoping that Ambrose would feud with Elias Samson, and it looks like we're not getting a Finn Balor Elias Samson match. But I really don't know who's going to win this. I think The Miz is going to win this match, and he's going to move on to other things, but I could be wrong. Dean Ambrose could win, but I think The Miz is going to end up winning this match. Hopefully clean, but it'll probably be by technicality. But I just don't. I'm interested in this feud a little bit, but Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel aren't going to inject my full attention. They're not going to make me really care about this feud again, because it's just boring. Okay, next, actually this is on the kickoff show, but the Cruiserweight Championship is going to be on the line. Neville versus Akira Tozawa. I think they really got no one else in the. If Neville wins this match, he's defeated. You know, he's beaten he's retained his championship against everybody. So I think that Akira Tozawa might win, but I'm gonna go with my gut. I'm gonna say Neville's gonna win, and I'll get to the landscape of the Cruiserweight division in WWE later. But there's something with Neville that I think might happen. But Neville is going to win this match. Seth Rollins versus Bray Wyatt. Seth Rollins is going to win. I shouldn't have to explain why. Seth Rollins is going to win. It's versus Bray Wyatt. That's basically. Next is Raw Women's Championship match. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks. This one is hard to tell because Nia Jax could get involved and have Sasha win by DQ. You know, Alexa could win clean. Sasha could win clean. Nia and Bayley could interfere, and then, you know, Alexa Bliss take advantage, or Sasha Banks take advantage and win the match. But I think that Bayley and Nia Jax will interfere, and Alexa Bliss will beat Sasha Banks, and then Sasha will blame her loss on Bayley and turn on Bayley, and then it would set up Sasha and Bayley for SummerSlam. Up next, we got Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman in an ambulance match. This one, I really don't know where they're going with this, because I've heard a rumor that Brock Lesnar wants to extend his feud with Samoa Joe into SummerSlam. But then I've also heard that they want to push forward Roman Reigns versus Lesnar into SummerSlam. And then I also heard that there might be Braun Strowman versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't really... Well, it'd be awesome to see these guys in a fatal four-way at SummerSlam, but that's probably not going to happen. I see... Now, I hate to say this, but Roman Reigns is probably going to win this ambulance match with Braun Strowman, because Strowman's been destroying Roman Reigns over the past few weeks. So I think Roman Reigns is going to win this match. I want Braun to win, but I think in all reality, Roman Reigns is going to win this match. Next, the Universal Championship is on the line. Brock Lesnar, the champion, versus the challenger, Samoa Joe. Now, this is going to be a good match, and this is what I originally thought we were going to see at SummerSlam. But I actually think that you know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say Samoa Joe wins the Universal Championship and makes Lesnar either tap out or pass out Or maybe we might see a muscle buster against Brock Lesnar. That'd be a pretty cool moment. But I think Samoa Joe will win the Universal Championship, and Joe and Lesnar will continue this feud into SummerSlam. And I think it will end at SummerSlam, or it might even continue past SummerSlam. I don't know, but I see Joe is going to win the Universal Championship is my prediction for that. Okay. There was pictures leaked, there was videos leaked, there was all kinds of stuff leaked about Okada being at Monday Night Raw backstage. And it was confirmed that it was him. There was rumors that he was on backstage on SmackDown, but he actually, those haven't been confirmed to be true. Now, I don't think Okada's... I could see Okada perhaps next year coming to WWE. But in all honesty, I don't think he's going to come. Now, this is sparked rumors about, who we might see next year and later this year in WWE. And I actually think this whole landscape of Raw and SmackDown could change, because we could get a lot of talent being called up from NXT, coming from different companies. But in all honesty, I see the Authors of Pain being called up from NXT. DIY should, as soon as Johnny, I think it's Tommaso Ciampa that is injured, but as soon as he recovers, they should just forget about that whole feud in NXT, and they should call up DIY. I see the Young Bucks coming either later this year or next year. The Young Bucks are going to come to WWE. There's just a lot of... I see perhaps John Morrison coming back, because he's really done everything he can with Lucha Underground. Rob Van Dam coming back. The Clones might be leaving, so I don't know if Carlito's coming back. I would say he was coming back, but since the Clones are leaving, he might not. There's just a lot of Kenny Omega. There's just a lot of people. Kenny Omega, I see him later this year or early next year coming. I think I said Cody Rhodes already. I think he'll come back. Okada might come. There's just a lot of talent out there that I see could be on the roster later this year or early next year. And it's just, it might be a totally different landscape about this time next year. I see WWE finally accepting the fact that Daniel Bryan can wrestle, and them letting him wrestle because of being afraid of letting New Japan or Ring of Honor, or which it's not Impact anymore, Global Force Wrestling, because they kind of combined their companies into one. But they don't want WWE doesn't want those companies to get their hands on Daniel Bryan, so I think Daniel Bryan will eventually return to the ring for Vince McMahon. We could see a CM Punk return. There's just like a lot of things that could happen, and some of those things I see happen. But I don't know about this whole Okada thing. I think he was just there to visit somebody. Him and, which he's on SmackDown, but I don't know if he was there on backstage on Raw or not. But Nakamura and Okada are really good friends, so he couldn't have been just visiting some friends backstage. But the whole landscape could change by next year. But in all honesty, I see some of those guys coming and I see some of those guys not coming. But eventually, the Young Bucks will come. Eventually, Cody Rhodes will come back. Eventually, CM Punk will come back. Eventually, Rob Van Dam will come back. I think eventually Carlito will come back. Eventually, John Morrison will come back. The Authors of Pain will get called up. Probably not that much longer. Probably as soon as they lose the NXT Tag Team Championships, they'll get caught up. So, anyways, the whole landscape could change by next year around this time. That could be totally different, and we could be talking about a Kenny Omega versus AJ Styles match, or a Rob Van Dam versus a Dolph Ziggler, or a Nakamura versus a John Morrison. We could be talking about those dream matches perhaps happening by next year. So anyways, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this whole Okada situation. What do you think about some superstars, coming to WWE? Some superstars that you might think will leave. Just let me know what you guys think about that whole situation. Let me know what you guys think of Great Balls of Fire so far. And I'll see you guys next time.